Ain't going back, not gonna buy into all that. Hey, ain't gonna hide, gonna let all the fears slide. Got mother nature, it's on my side. Got all of the love.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new Tartarian Times. This is our first video behind the gates of Tartaria, which has gone up or will go up by the time you have seen this. And this video is on you've reached the gates of Tartaria. You see the moat, toll the self, toll the gates of Tartaria. What do we mean by toll? Toll the self. How do you get in? So the whole point and the whole intent of our new Tartarian Times, Campbell and I, and he can share, afterwards if there's, if I'm wrong or anything to add, is you want to live a new life, you want to go to a new place, you want to have a new way to be alive, you want to have a new society, a new community, even a new you, a new everything, new currency. And then how do you get there? What do you need to do? How do you get inside? How do you need to work? What do you need to do? Where our first video, if you've watched it, the gates of Tartaria, what you come up to get inside Tartaria. And then you come to the gates, you walk up, you go, hello, I would like to go into New Tartarian Times. My name is Sheila, my name is Billy, and I would really like, and then there's this big, scary, hooded being, could be a man, could be a woman, doesn't matter. Maybe looks like death. You even see a scythe, let's say, hypothetically, and they go, now you must pay the toll. And you hear bong, a big bell, which is a tolling bell. Toll the self. So what do we mean by that? Well, I'm going to start, as Campbell's looking on, and say you have to give up yourself. You have to give up what's stopping you from getting to this new Tartarian Times. We're going to do a video very soon, Crack the Masks. So the masks, my masks. I'm going to go first. When I was younger, I was slothful. I was greedy. I was angry. I was selfish. I was narcissistic. All of these things, being raised as the first son in a family that told me how great I was, how important I was, and how wonderful I would be if only I decided to take charge and be myself. So all my masks were, as I grew up, I learned not so friendly, not so loving, not so kind in so many ways, even though I told myself that I was. So here I am paying my toll to get into the new gates of Tartaria by putting down myself, which is the toll, or one definition of looking at it. Campbell and I saw a few, and saying, how was I not so nice? How was I not so friendly? How was I not so community oriented? How was I not so loving? So that I can understand what I need to change so that I can pay this toll, give it to the toll guy or toll girl or toll being, and be allowed through by realizing I'm not going to take my shit with me into this new Tartaria.
No, we can't. Interesting that you said you told yourself. I told myself, isn't it? Words are very interesting.
Very interesting. I never thought about that. Yeah.
And toll, of course, like for whom the bells toll, it's almost like a calling, but then toll is also what will you pay? You got to pay the toll, right? The ferryman, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's like, why are you going into, we're talking about the castle kind of metaphor today. So why do you want to get into the castle? Why do you want to get into the stronghold? Like, what's calling you? What is, what are the bells saying to you? So the first thing is we need to know the reason why we're going somewhere, because if we don't have a reason, as soon as a big scary man jumps up, we're like, no, I'm just going to go that way instead. It's much easier because there's no reason to go forward, right? So what's calling you? And then of course, what it's not what are you going to pay, it's what do you need to pay. And we have all these stories, and the toll man, it's never, oh, anyone can come, just give me 3 bits of gold. It's never that. It's always, you have to give me a certain thing, right? I want your blah blah. And that's it. It's what are you going to leave behind? What's stopping you going forward is what it is, because it's like Lorenzo said, you can't carry your crap through into a new world. And we've been sort of talking about this in the last couple of videos, is we need to become the people that deserve what we say we want. It's that simple. It's easy to sit on the couch and say, I want, but nothing's going to happen, right? We all know this. So what do you need to become? And to become something, it's, we know it's actually leaving, cutting bits away, I'll go back to one of my favorite idioms or sayings is the statue is not complete when there's nothing more to add. The statue is complete when there's nothing more to take away. So this growth process and remembering it's really getting rid, right, of all the programming, all the crap that we've taken on, all these beliefs that hold us down, whether they be positive or negative, because thinking that you're the best at everything, that's going to hold you back as well, right? Because when you know everything, you can't learn anything. So yeah, the toll, what is calling you, and not what do you want to pay, but what do you need to pay to cross the drawbridge, right? And enter the stronghold.
And you can't just say, okay, I'm going to pay with everything, or I'm really ready to give up myself for the new world. I mean, that's good. It's a good first start. You're going to go, okay, I don't like life. I don't like my job. I don't like, my health. I don't like where I'm living. I want to go somewhere new. So I'm ready to give it all up. It's a good first start. And I've heard that maybe a million times. And I've said it a million times. But what is this that you're ready to give up? You can't give it up until you know what you're giving up. You got to look in your pockets. You got to look in your back pockets. You got to look in your secret recesses. You got to look all the way back to when you were born, in my estimation, and to see all these things you've picked up about your masks we've talked about, your personality, your beliefs, your regrets, your guilt, your shame, your blame, like everything. And it could be a life process. I've been working with my wife for 10 years on this. And even yesterday, we've both come across new things that we realized we haven't given up yet, because we're literally looking at moving our physical location here in Japan. We're thinking about moving and we're deciding where to go. And, we had a long talk about this, and I'm working metafictionally speaking, because as I'm making this with Campbell, I'm making it with my life, and I'm going, okay, we don't want to take our old crap with us. We don't want to, because you'll make a bad choice, right? If you're going because you think you want to garden and really you want to, make airplanes, or if you're going because you think you want to live in the mountains and secretly you forgot you want to live, in the ocean, or if you're going because, you want better weather, but secretly, you want to learn how to dance, these are maybe silly examples, but if you don't know why you're moving or what you're giving up or where you're going towards, you'll make a bad choice simply because you don't have all the answers for yourself, right? And by getting to understand your toll, and Campbell and I aren't being mean by saying you got to say how bad you were, how creepy you were, how crazy you were, how focused on things that didn't make you happy. But it's more like this is for you. We're doing this for you, because if you don't understand your toll, you'll never be able to get past. There's a moat. There's a toll bridge too. We'll talk about what bridge means and what a moat is, but you got to go over the bridge, over the moat, towards the toll gate, and the toll keeper is going to say, okay, give it up. And you can't sit there with your finger up your nose, right? Going, oh, I'm such a good person. I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be a dancer. And I was a great grandmother. And I was a good father. And oh my goodness. And if only the government allowed me to go do this, and those crazy rules. And my goodness, weren't they treating me bad? And I'm here for people to treat me good. Or because I love myself now, and I let all these bad people in life treat me horrible. Like I've heard this a million times. The gatekeeper is going to go, no. What are you giving up so that you can go over? What do you really need to do? And how can you make yourself new so that you, as Campbell said at the beginning of this, earn that right to be in this new world, to be in this new way, to be in our new Tartarian times?
Yeah, are you prepared to do what needs to be done to get what you say you want? Because so many people hit this point, and again, the castle, we're just on this side of the moat, and that's the blockage, right? You got to get across the moat, the bridge, and we'll get into that later. But so many people get that first blockage, right? And that's it. They're like, yeah, no, that's too big. Sorry, I'm out of here. Or they try and bargain. Well, how about I just give you my 3 bits of gold, because I really like this monkey on my back. He keeps me so warm, and he whispers in my ear. Can't you just take the gold? But it doesn't work that way, right? Like you need to. It's a shedding, and we hear this. It's in all the stories, right? All the parables, everything. It's shedding. All the crap. You need to get rid. And this is the paradox, right? To become more, you need to lose some of yourself. We need to lose this stuff. But also, this is all in the subconscious. It's like this is a thing. It's like when I was saying, you may think you want something, And you get there and it's like, hang on, now I'm still not fulfilled. I still don't feel, and it's because you're going from your conscious mind, and your conscious mind is the world, the chatter, the TV, everyone saying, you need to do this. This is a validated human. This is a successful human. This is this, and playing into that. But this whole process forward, which is what we're trying to get to, is you just need to be real with yourself. You know, we've all done stupid stuff. We've all done bad stuff, no doubt. But we've done it, right? You don't have to go and tell the world. This is all to do with yourself, and just get real. You know, you can't, because until you go down and look at that, it's going to stay in your subconscious, and it's going to have control over some of your actions. It'll be in charge of some of your life, literally. So this is what we've got to do. This is, you know, getting behind the mask, right, and revealing the real you is what have we built up, you know, to defend ourselves basically from paying the toll we need to pay, because that's really kind of it, isn't it? It's like, well, oh, that toll, yeah, it's a bit too much. So this mask looks really good, and if I walk around on it, people will kind of think I went across the bridge. So yeah, man, let's do that. But the problem with that is, in 10 years, you're still walking around with that mask on and you're not happy. So time to get real with yourself. You know, we're all grown ups. Go find a mirror if you want to point the finger, and what is it that you need to strip away? And are you courageous enough to do that, I guess, you know?
I'll give everyone
Understand it's a bad bit. It needs to go.
yeah, I'll give everyone a good hint here. Good place.
Lie to my heart. No one tells me where I should start. Freedom first is what I say.